Let me tell you, this defensive interior class is shaping up to be a really good one. And I can't wait to go into it. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy, Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who are some of your top defensive interior prospects for the 2022 NFL Draft Class? I have merch. Best way to support the channel is to go get yourself some nice, fresh, dope merch, courtesy of Broshmo. You'll see the links in the description for the Teespring shop. I also got some affiliate links if you're looking to get some good sports memorabilia or some good sports merch in general. So best way to support the channel is by doing that. I'm going to first go over some of the guys I have as returners. So let's go ahead. Let's get into those guys. I want to talk about Kalijah Cansey out of Pittsburgh. He's a guy I think returns because he needs to fill out his frame. He's a bit undersized, but he's been extremely dominant. A guy I think that could definitely be a first-round pick, maybe going into the 2023 class. So that's why I didn't list him here. Brandon Dorless, I think, is a guy that he could be in this class very easily, but I think returning might be a bit better for him. Jalen Redmond from Oklahoma. I got Sweat, a guy that just isn't seeing the field a ton. He's more of a rotation guy at Texas, so I want a bigger sample size of him. Christopher Hinton out of Michigan. Ricky Barber's out of Central Florida. And then I got Jordan Williams playing at Virginia Tech right now, former Clemson transfer. I just don't think he comes out just because I feel like he's at best a late day 3 guy, maybe. So he might just stick around and just enjoy his collegiate career, get all you can get out of it. And I feel the same way about Taron Vincent. And also, spoiler alert, no DeMarvin Leal in this. I moved him to an edge prospect because I feel like listen, most of the snaps are on the edge, and I feel like that's how everyone's going to evaluate him, as an edge that can play the interior, or that might end up being more of an interior player in the NFL. But I moved him to the edge class, so let's get into it. We're going to start with number 10, obviously, being Dom Peterson out of Nevada. Dude, I like this cat a lot. I think oh man, I got in trouble. No, I didn't. Not really. I didn't get in trouble. But I said this guy is a very Aaron Donald-like in terms of his play style. That's not a comp. He's not Aaron Donald. Far from. But he is a smaller guy that plays with a very high motor, extremely explosive, and he's very strong. He does lack a little bit of length. The size, it's not sexy. That's why I got a 4th-round grade on him. But he's a guy I'm willing to take a shot on. He's got tremendous production over his time at Nevada. He has 109 pressures and 25 sacks through his collegiate career. He's played at least 400 or more snaps every year. I like this cat. I like this cat a lot. And then I got Matthew Butler out of Tennessee. Or why did I blank? I was about to say Texas. That's why. I like this cat, man. He's really come on this season. He's been very dominant. He had a good outing against Alabama just not this weekend, but the weekend before. 4 pressures in that game. He had a really good game against Ole Miss. This guy's got great length and size. I think he's a guy that can play his way to close to day 1. It's just like there's like three prospects in particular that I don't think he's going to touch in this class, just because they're kind of like freaks for their size and whatnot. We'll get to those guys later in the list, but I like his explosiveness. He's played all over the line, especially this year. He's played a little bit of the 0 tech, but I think this guy is going to be a 3 tech in the NFL, maybe more of a gap penetrator in the NFL. He could work on some of his pass rush moves, maybe more so a plan B in terms of when it comes to his pass rush. And he is, I'm not going to lie, dude's enjoying a breakout season. So you got a question, is he a one-year wonder? I don't think so, because I think you could have probably been able to tell he would break out this year based off last season. But still, he's having a good year. I got him here at 9. And then at number 8, Corey Durden, dude. I love Corey Durden, dude. Florida State 2020. Forget you, Mike Norvell. ruined Corey Durden that year. He decided to come and be a grad transfer, go to NC State. Keep in mind, this guy in 2019, 45 pressures, 7 sacks playing the interior for Florida State. This year, he has still been a menace, but he's mainly doing it at nose tackle. I don't think he's a nose tackle in the NFL. Because, NC State, they play a big run contain. They're more of like this, kind of like a 3-4. It's really a 3-man front, kind of, sort of, but I don't think he doesn't play nose tackle in the NFL. He's going to be like this guy that penetrates because this dude's explosive. He wins with leverage. I love his size. I love his length. He is a bit of a bull in a china shop. Every time I talk about Durden, I always got to make that reference because it's very true. You kind of worry about his balance. He plays a bit out of control. I feel he plays a lot more in control playing at nose tackle, though, there at NC State. Kind of because you have to. He does play the run a bit more, so his pressure and sack numbers are down. But he didn't start the first 3 games this season, and now he has become a starter, and he has been pretty darn impressive since becoming the starter. Did have a rough outing against Boston College. They kind of held him in check, but neither here or there. I still think he's a phenomenal prospect just because the upside so intriguing with Corey Durden. I just can't take him out of this top 10 range. And then I got Haskell Garrett. I know a lot of people really like Haskell Garrett, but he's got some real limitations. The dude's going to be 24 by the time of the draft. He's not the strongest guy in this class, a bit of a weak anchor, but I think he plays the run and the pass exceptionally well. Another guy that's probably like going to be like this gap penetrator, maybe a 3 tech. I like his play speed. I like his agility, his hand usage. He's actually pretty darn good laterally, and he's never out of the play, but he's never going to be a guy that can handle double teams. He's only played over 300 snaps once in a season throughout his whole career there at Ohio State, and that was last year. Probably going to do it again this year if health, God willing. But very good prospect, but the upside I think is very limited. But he's a very good prospect. I think he's a good guy to include in your rotation, a good guy you want on your depth chart. And then at number 6, man, Colby Wooden, dude. Colby Wooden, there we go. Out of Auburn, could return, but he has been a menace. 25 pressures this season, 5 sacks. He kind of had the breakout year last year, 24 pressures, 4 sacks. But he's taken it to another level. This guy has been a monster on the interior. It's kind of strange because you kind of wonder, he's like this freak. Where does he play on the defensive line? I think you could still fit him at a 3 tech. He could maybe even be a 3-4 edge. He's played along the outside at some points there for Auburn. But I think he could play 3 to 5 tech. I'm totally cool with that. He's got great length, good leverage. Very powerful. Just bam, his hands are deafening to blockers. Good short area burst, a little twitchy. The versatility is nice to see. He's played like I said all over the offensive line. He's even played defensive line, excuse me. He's played 0 tech as well. He could add in some bulk, getting closer to that 290 would be nice. Is it required? Not necessarily. We saw a guy like Osa Digizua at UCLA with a very similar build, a very similar skill set, and just come out and just dominate for the Cowboys. Like, dude's been one of their best defensive players. That's not like Diggs or Micah Parsons, but Randy Gregory. Okay, bam, I named 3. I'm sorry. But he's been very good for him. Very good. And then we get to the top 5. Fedarian Mathis out of Alabama. This cat's good, dude. He is he's so hard to stop. This guy just bursts through the offensive line like it's nobody's business. 16 pressures, 5 sacks on the season. Yeah, this dude's super strong. The hands, they'll knock you into tomorrow. You just love it. You love it. You love it. You love it. Not really a lateral guy. He's not going to be a guy that just, especially I think against the run that can like move along the line of scrimmage like laterally, he's not going to be that guy. But he's been a solid run defender this season. He's a solid guy just to have in the middle in general. I like that explosiveness. So maybe another guy that's like this gap penetrator in the NFL. But the dude's been very good. I feel good about him. Late second, early third. My dog's just busting into my bedroom, man. Dog has no chill, man. No chill. Perion Winfrey out of Oklahoma, man. Let me tell you, this guy could fall down. This guy could fall just because he might be just a pass rusher only. And it sucks because he's a great pass rusher. He has 5 sacks on the season, 22 pressures. He had 27 the year before. But he's just not been playing the run well. You see why back in 2020, Oklahoma didn't have this guy on the field a lot to play the run because he's just not good at it, dude. He's not good. If he gets stuck on a block, then ta-ta, bye-bye. He's out of the play altogether. It kind of sucks. But this dude, in terms, like, he's very good laterally. Like, in terms of his athleticism, it's just, he's redonkulous. Very explosive first step. So I got him as a second rounder because it's the guy that I kind of like. If you could rush the passer, then sign me up. I like it. But some NFL teams might look at that and be like, I don't really want to take a shot on that guy in the second, so we might see him like in the third round. But Perion Winfrey, I like it. I like him a ton. It's definitely my cup of tea, and maybe it'll be yours. Okay, so this top 3, barring I find someone I just fall in love with, probably gonna be my top 3 when it's all said and done. Let's start with Devontae Wyatt. Out of Georgia, man. This dude's so good. He's very explosive in his own right. I kind of mentioned the Arkansas game where he just wreaked havoc in that backfield. 3 pressures, 2 sacks. The dude's just strong. He's violent. He takes on double teams like it's nothing. You may be like, he lacks length, but again, it's not like a deal breaker on the interior, and he could have more pop-on contact. This guy's more of an engager, in terms of like he'll engage, use his grip to kind of like control the blocks, and I'd like to see him like just like attack the strike zone because he is very, like, you could tell he's very violent with his hands. He's very what's the word? Strategic, I guess. Very strategic with his hand placement. Again, he tore up a pretty good Arkansas offensive line like it was nothing. And he's just become one of my favorite prospects in this class. And it's kind of weird to think that on that defensive interior at Georgia, he might be the 3rd best player they got. Number 2, Travis freaking Jones. This guy, there's a good chance he can contest number 1, Jordan Davis. There's a good chance he could contest him. Like, he's like fringe second round for me, or fringe first round for me right now. At 6'5", 333, he has a 13% fat, what do they call it? Body fat. That's wild. That blows my mind. This guy's been super disruptive. 16 pressures, 3 sacks, a very good, very, very good run defender. He has a history of being just dominant. Like back in 2019, he didn't play 2020 because of the whole, they canceled the season for Connecticut. But he had 23 pressures, 3 sacks. Lateral movement, yeah, okay. But this guy's like an ideal nose tackle. Like, if anything, he's going to be a very good run stuffer, but he plays with a high motor, just brute strength. Oh, man. For 6'5", he gets under guys' pads. Super easy. Uses leverage to win. I like this cat a lot. I'm not going to lie to y'all. There's a chance he overtakes Jordan Davis here at number 1. Very imposing size. 6'6", 340. The length, the strength. It's all impressive. He's got really good get off for being 340. However, you do have to worry about the conditioning. Never played over 300 snaps in a season. He's only played 157. Georgia, they're so deep on that defense, they have the luxury of not having to play guys the whole game. Like, they keep guys fresh all the way through. I do worry about his pass rushing tools because this cat sometimes, man, like, it just does, like, he only has 5 pressures and 3 sacks on the season. Granted, he's only been asked to rush the passer 92 times, excuse me. So it's kind of a question mark. He's kind of a work in progress when it comes to him being a pass rusher. And you kind of worry about that because this is a guy at 6'6". He does have a problem getting down low and getting good leverage. He plays extremely high. Sometimes just the dude... Sometimes he looks like Godzilla against the opposing offensive line, you know? But he just doesn't get that good leverage. He can't get low, which is something Travis Jones is very good at. So these are 2 guys that are going to be interesting to watch in the offseason process. But I think probably easily in terms of their tools and just how freaky they are for their size, probably 1 and 2 real easy. And then Devontae Wyatt is an easy number 3. But it's a very good class. And I guess that's it for the video. Go ahead, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.